A true patriot must be ready to defend his or her own country from his or her own government. Coming up, Malusi Gigaba, the Gigabytes, was on a Time Live interview during which he dropped some bombs about his own party, ANC, where he mentioned how ANC has been buying votes as far back as 2017. That makes one wonder whether, as we say that ANC has won the previous national elections by 40%. Now that makes one wonder whether was it really a 40%, or was it something way less than that? And again, consider that parties like MK were complaining about their votes being stolen. Obviously, the prime suspects here were the very same ANC. MK party never suspected DA or EFF or any other smaller party that you could think of, but MK were suspecting the same ruling party, ANC. Listen to this.
You know, on the 80th birthday of the ANC Youth League, you spoke about the ANC Youth League being used by leaders of the party, and how the ANC Youth League became a transactional structure of the mother body. When did you start recognizing this pattern with the Youth League? Would you say that it started during your time or even maybe after?
I think the problem started in small measures during our time. I remember I was addressing the ANC Youth League's Provincial General Council in the Free State in 2000, where I raised this issue and complained about ANC leaders using young people, members of the Youth League, for their election campaigning in the ANC. And I said, it seems that there are leaders of the ANC who are happy with members of the Youth League and youth in general being unemployed, so that they remain beholden to them for subsistence. And they use that, exploit it for their own personal benefit. And these youth don't gain anything afterwards, because whatever money you are paid, it's only for temporary use. It's not going to last you forever. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to pay your school fees, support your family, and help you uplift yourself in any significant way. And we kept on talking about this, and it began happening in all provinces, where you would hear that ANC Youth League members are being used to disrupt ANC meetings by ANC leaders. They are hired cars, they are bought alcohol. And in worst instances, in some area in Mpumalanga, they would be provided with even drugs, so that they come and disrupt meetings of the ANC for certain leaders to emerge as leaders. We were fighting against that. We were raising the issue of youth unemployment within the ANC and in government, because we wanted young people to be empowered, to be independent, so that their participation in politics should be from the vantage point of independence from patronage and that type of manipulation and exploitation. President Mbeki also did raise the problem of conspicuous consumption, which he felt was beginning to emerge in the ranks of the ANC Youth League, and pointed us to examples in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, and other African countries where after independence, the post-independence, the youth generations post-independence began aspiring towards the soft life, which they would not work hard to obtain, but which would be offered to them as an act of benevolence by the sitting leadership of government and the liberation movement. And he said, watch out against this, so that you are able to deal with it and ensure it doesn't affect the ANC and South Africa. But unfortunately, we've moved to the stage where I think after the events of 2017, where there was this wholesale buying of votes in the ANC, when this culture just became endemic, and now it affects all structures of the movement, it's something that the leadership of the ANC Youth League has got to intervene to stop, because it affects not just the current political environment, it affects the very fate of the national democratic revolution. It will certainly be aborted if we do not put an end to this malice.
Wow, that is quite something, isn't it? Coming out of somebody who is still a member of ANC. Because if Gigaba has resigned from the ANC, well, we'll understand. But the guy is still within the ANC. Dropping such bombs makes one really think twice about the position or the current position of the ANC. That could it be that lots of leaders, especially the Cyril's factions, could it be that they see that ANC under Cyril Ramaphosa is nothing but just a hopeless errand? And again, consider the fact that he is not the only one who is talking like that or talking against Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC. We've got Colin Malachi, who just recently shocked us, dropping bombs after bombs in as far as Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC is concerned. Oh, I liked it when Colin Malachi dropped those bombs. I was like, oh, you are even aware of what is happening. Listen to Colin Malachi here, guys. Shocking.
We won't blame the people of South Africa for putting the ANC at 40%. We must blame ourselves as the leaders for not giving them a reason not to put the ANC at 40%. If in PGMs of the ANC, you beat each other up, you elect councillors who are drunkards, you put mayors who can't even read council agendas, you put municipal managers who are criminals, you protect forums of criminals, you protect corruption. Who is going to vote for an organization that is stealing from the poor? You know the way, when the integrity of the messenger is in question, Comrade Chair of the Veterans League, I always say this thing, I repeat it everywhere I go. When the integrity of the messenger is in question, no one will believe the message. No matter how true is the message, if the integrity of the messenger is in question, no one will believe the message. Now, where we are seated, the reason there's a call by the veterans of the ANC and everyone that we must renew the ANC, it is because the integrity of the messenger is in question. No one believes anything the ANC says anymore. It is only members of the ANC where we believe each other. But when we leave, no one believes us. Because the integrity of the messenger is in question. I'm saying, everything you do, if you are in question, if you are known, Comrade Francisco, in your village, that you are a criminal, you steal from people, even if we can put you as a councillor and tell people that you are no longer a thief, you are fighting against crime, they won't believe you because they stay with you every day. They know that you still kekel ematole. Bayamazi Francisco ematole. If kekels are lost there in Gamatole, we must go and look them kwa Francisco. No more amenzi councillor. No more imposer because you are in charge of structures or a PC or region. You can impose him because you have the power to do it. But the people who must support you and vote for you, they stay with him every day. They know he's a criminal. Now, we no longer have that luxury. The people of South Africa have told us that we can take you out of power any day. We love you, but self-correct.
Wow. Yo, that is shocking. That is mind-blowing, coming out of somebody who has been a staunch supporter of Cyril Ramaphosa's faction. And let me take it further, guys, to say also just recently, Senzo Mchunu, guys, you know Senzo Mchunu. I'm not going to explain the relationship between Senzo Mchunu and Cyril Ramaphosa because I assume that you guys know. If you've been watching my videos, you know how I explained Cyril Ramaphosa's relationship with Senzo Mchunu, and of course with the issue of Mkhwanazi and everything. Recently, Mchunu just said this against Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC. Imagine, the whole Senzo Mchunu. This is what he said. If we don't win municipalities in the upcoming local government next year, come the national government elections, we will be history. Close quotes. Guys, you know me, I'm not a fan of Senzo Mchunu. I don't like the guy. The guy is just, I just don't like him. I'm a General Mkhwanazi fan. I mean, in and out. I'm a Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's fan. But Senzo Mchunu here is spot on in as far as Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC faction is concerned. But instead of the current Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC is concerned, instead of just them confirming and taking that as something that is factual and try to build on that to really change themselves for the better, the ANC casted out, or should I say criticized Senzo Mchunu and of course the Gigabytes, Malusi Gigaba's point of view, which I found so arrogant of Cyril Ramaphosa's ANC, because really these two guys, what they said, they were so spot on. That's where the ANC is right now. And consider the fact that, again, that all these years, according to Gigaba, there is, ANC has been buying the votes. Now that this thing has come to light, obviously it's something that we have to zoom into. And again, making sure that we zoom into the so-called IEC. Are they as independent as they claim to be? Really? I don't think so. IEC, guys, is IEC ANC, is purely ANC, in case you didn't know. And of course, ANC responded to these two, that is Malusi Gigaba and Senzo Mchunu, saying, the African National Congress has noted with serious concern and disapproval the recent conduct and public statements made by Comrade Malusi Gigaba and Comrade Senzo Mchunu. Their conduct represents a flagrant violation of ANC internal communication protocols and undermines the fundamental discipline of the movement. Wow. These comrades acted outside of any sanctioned organizational mandate or collective structure, making pronouncements that amount to deliberate de-campaigning of the ANC. Their remarks do not reflect the views of any legitimate structure of the movement and must be seen as an opportunistic assault on the collective image, credibility, and cohesion of the African National Congress. That's what the ANC is saying in response to Malusi Gigaba and Senzo Mchunu. Instead of just admitting and do some correctional measures, ANC decides to rather attack these two as people who are creating divisions and people who are not following the protocols of the party. Maybe they are right in their own way, in their own thinking, but at some point as a party you need to smell your armpits, zinugeni amakwapa as a party. At some point, there comes a time where the party has to do just that. And of course, Mahlengi Bengu Motsiri confirmed the ANC standpoints by saying this.
Why does the ANC view these remarks by both Senzo Mchunu and Malusi Gigaba as an opportunistic assault?
Well, I mean, it is, good morning, Iman. It is untoward in the ANC for any leader of the ANC that has been given the privilege of leading the organization to speak outside of the chambers of the ANC. And it is not clear to the ANC as to why our two members did so. And I'm certain that the qualified bodies and authorities will be able to get to the bottom of it. Well, I suppose that if you've had a chance, Iman, and you sit in your newsroom with a team of your colleagues and editors in the newsroom, and you have ample opportunity to ventilate whatever matter you want to ventilate, and you don't do so, and then you step out of the newsroom and speak about things that you could have easily raised and get engaged on, and surely that suggests that actually you are not being genuine in your intentions.
So this surprised you?
Well, I mean, the ANC has taken, as I say, we frowned upon that kind of behavior. We've always done so since 1912. Malusi Gigaba sits down with Sunday Times, goes through a very extensive critique of decisions of the ANC that he is part of. Much lesser for Comrade Senzo Mchunu, who opines equally, though, in ways that are decampaigning, the effect of decampaigning the African National Congress.
Wow. That is the ANC for you guys. So it's clear that as a leader within the ANC, you need to totally neglect your principles and your moral values and make sure that you follow the immoral behavior of your party. It doesn't matter how much it hurts the very same people they claim to be serving. You just need to follow suit and never at any point speak against the ANC. It doesn't matter how immoral their behavior or decisions is. And of course, knowing what we know now about the ANC, do you still believe that the 40% that has been claimed to have voted for ANC, do you still believe that indeed was the 40%? Or something way, way less, as I think? What do you think? Let me hear your comment below. And of course, if you are coming for the first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.